Okay, friends, welcome to Target. Remember, Target reading is the one with the passage that's glued in on the side, and we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. This is week 6, September 23rd through 27th. Up at the top near this box, write your first name and your last name. Pause the video while you do that now. Do not write my name, write yours. Pause. Okay, let's talk about Target. So when we start with Target, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to look at all of our text features and use them to try to make a prediction about whether this is going to be fiction or nonfiction and why. So my first text feature is my title. I have maps and globes. Then my next feature, I have these 3 subheadings. So I'm going to label this first one subheading. You can pause the video while you do that if you need more time. Then I'm going to label all of these after just an abbreviation because these annotations are for your benefit, not for mine. So this is a subheading. This is a subheading. Okay. So titles happen in fiction and nonfiction, but this title is Maps and Globes. I don't know of too many fiction stories about maps and globes, so this makes me think it's gonna maybe be nonfiction. Then my subheadings, there's not much fiction that has subheadings, so it's probably going to be nonfiction, especially because my subheadings are maps, globes, and how they are different. I have a cartoon drawing of a map. So it doesn't have a caption, so I need to give it one. So cartoon map. And but a map is a real thing, but a cartoon drawing of a map could go either way, fiction or nonfiction. And I have a cartoon globe without a caption, so I need to label that cartoon globe or a drawing of a map. A globe drawing, a map drawing. You could use the word drawing instead of cartoon. Now, and a cartoon globe or a globe drawing could go either way, also with fiction or nonfiction. So I have one more text feature that I wanted to point out, and that's this underlined word right here. You all know by now that underlined words means there's going to be a sentence this week, a question this week about what does this word mean or what words around it tell you what it means. But we've seen that in both fiction and nonfiction also. So taking in all of these text features, make your prediction about whether or not you think this is fiction or nonfiction. If you think it's fiction, fake, you're going to write an F up here. If you think this is going to be nonfiction, not fake, and give us a bunch of real facts and information, or a how-to list or a recipe, but real life things, then you're going to write NF. Make your prediction now. Okay, I think this is going to be nonfiction just because this is more nonfiction and this is more nonfiction, and these could go either way. But let's see. Okay, now we're going to read this story together. This first day, I'm just going to read it out loud, and you're going to listen. After this, every day, I should hear you reading along as you're hearing the video. Okay, so after Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I expect to hear my friends reading this out loud on a voice level 1, maybe 1.5, while they hear my voice reading it out loud. Okay, here we go. Maps and globes. Read to learn why maps and globes are useful. Maps. Paragraph 1. Maps are useful tools. They help us find our way. A map is a drawing that shows where things are. People have been making maps for many, many years. There are maps on walls of caves to show hunting places that were drawn by cavemen long, long ago. Now maps are made for towns, countries, and even the world. You can even make a map of your school or your room. Globes. A globe is a round map of the earth. It is in the shape of the earth. Most globes show countries and oceans. Some even show mountains and rivers. The names of these things are written on the globe. Look for the names of the continents and the oceans on a globe. You can find the country where you live on the globe. How they are different. Both maps and globes are very useful, but they are different. Maps are flat. A globe is in the shape of a sphere. It is easy to fold a map or see it on your phone. A globe is harder to take with you. Maps can be made to show small places. Globes are made to show the earth. They both help us to learn about our world. Okay, so this has a lot of facts in here which make it nonfiction. So if you wrote nonfiction, put a smiley face or a star. And if you put fiction, just cross it out and write NF. This is all about learning and growing this year. Now I want you to think before we start annotating. We just read this passage about maps and globes. Why do you think an author would write this about maps and globes? And I want you to go over here at the top above Monday and you're going to write AP for author's purpose and tell me, why do you think the author wrote about maps and globes? Pause while you do that. Okay. I think the author probably like the words to inform, but I'm going to say to share knowledge. That means the same thing as inform. If you said to inform, that's fine. To share knowledge, but not just to inform, not just to share knowledge. What are they telling us about? To share knowledge about maps and globes. All right, let's start annotating this passage. Ready? Okay, now we're going to annotate on our passage more than we already have. We're going to annotate means to take notes on something. So I'm going to read, and then after I read, or as we go along, we're going to take notes on what we read. Now, this first couple of weeks that we do this is going to be long. There's going to be details. It's going to take you a little bit longer. But after this first couple of weeks, once you really get the hang of how to do this, you can start abbreviating. You can start using initials to say what it is that you're trying to say. We, the four of us, just need to know that you know what you're talking about in this story. So, like, I didn't write out subheadings each of these times. I just abbreviated. I just wrote SH. So as we get farther and farther along in doing Target every week, you'll be able to abbreviate, and I promise this process will go much faster. So let's read. Maps and globes. Read to learn why maps and globes are useful. We already said this is our title. Maps. We already said that's our subheading, so that's done. Paragraph 1. I'm going to go ahead and circle the 1 so that any questions that take me back to paragraph 1, I know I'm going here. Maps are useful tools. They help us find our way. A map is a drawing that shows where things are. This sounds like a definition to me, so I'm just going to underline it. Okay. People have been making maps for many, many years. There are maps on walls of caves to show hunting places that were drawn by cavemen long ago. Now maps are made for towns, countries, and even the world. Okay, that's 3 things in a series: towns, countries, and even the world. So 3 places: towns, countries, even the world. So I need commas. So I'm going to just go ahead and take my pencil and trace these commas. If I have 3 things or more in a series, I need to trace my commas. I need to have commas to separate them. You can even make a map of your school or your room. I like that, so I'm going to put a smiley face. Now, this whole paragraph is about maps, and this text feature of a cartoon map ties in directly to this paragraph. So I'm just going to draw a big arrow that tells me this map goes with this whole paragraph right here. Okay. Now, let's go on. Globes. That's all we have to do this time. This one's pretty easy. Globes. We already labeled that as a subheading. We have a paragraph number, so we need to circle it. A globe is a round map of the earth. Oh, see this underlined word that I said we're going to have a definition of? So use your context clues. Use the words around the word globe right here to figure out what does the globe mean. We usually use the sentence before, the sentence it's in, and the sentence after. Keywords like is and or tell us, hey, this is my definition. A globe is a round, this is a whole different paragraph. I'm not reading this. A globe is a round map of the earth. It is in the shape of the earth. So the sentence before didn't have anything to do with it because that was about maps. The sentence it's in, a globe is a round map of the earth. And the sentence after, it is in the shape of the earth. Where in there do I see my words that tell me what a globe is? Hopefully you said round map of the earth. So I'm going to underline that and I'm going to draw an arrow from globe to round map of the earth. It is in the shape of the earth. Most globes show countries and oceans. Some even show mountains and rivers. The names of these things are written on the globe. Look for the names of continents and the oceans on a globe. You can find the country where you live on the globe. Hey, look, up here, it told me you can even make a map of your school or room. And here it tells me you can find the country where you live on the globe and to look for the names. This is like telling me what to do. This is a bossy article, but that's all right. I have a picture of a globe. I need to connect it. The picture of the globe is not going to connect to maps. It's not necessarily going to connect to how they're different, but it is going to connect to this paragraph right here on globes. It's showing me what globes look like. So I'm going to draw a big fat arrow between the globe and the paragraph. All right, how they are different. Again, subheading. Again, paragraph number, I'm going to circle it. Both maps and globes are very useful, but they are different. Maps are flat. A globe is in the shape of a sphere. It is easy to fold a map or see it on your phone. A globe is harder to take with you. Maps can be made to show small places. Globes are made to show the earth. They both help us to learn about our world. Okay, we are going to answer Monday's question. Monday's question is, why did the author put headings for the paragraphs? It's a very higher order thinking question. Why do you think the author put headings for the paragraphs? Okay, if I have the question, why do you think the author put headings for the paragraphs? I need to figure out how to take that question and restate it as a sentence. So I'm going to go with, I think I'm going to go with, since it's a why question, I'm going to start off with, I think the author put headings. I'm taking the question, why did the author put headings for the paragraphs? I think the author put headings. You could even add the words for the paragraphs. I think the author put headings for the paragraphs, but I'm just going to leave it here. I think the author put headings because. And now I want you to tell me, why do you think the author put headings for the paragraphs? Are they necessary? Are they useful? Are they attention? Like, why do you think? Finish the sentence. Make sure this sentence has punctuation at the end.